So this key bridge that collapsed and the cargo ship that took the pillars down, apparently the engine went out. We don't have all the facts because the National Transportation Board is still investigating. Do you think there's any chance that this was nefarious, a terrorist, a cyber attack? Just give us your thoughts on that, open-ended, Alia.
Absolutely, and thank you, John. I want to inform our audience that the Chinese Communist Party mastered the remote traction technologies long times ago. And in fact, that China was one of the only 3 countries in this world who obtained and matured this technology in the past. I'll give you one example how CCP can remotely control the devices or even ships and yachts remotely. The traction technology enables the Chinese Communist Party to control any yachts, ships, airplanes, cars with computers and chips, and even including smart home devices and all of the phones. And one example that we saw in the past is that with Mr. Miles Guo, the founder of the new federal state of China, the Chinese Communist Party manipulated his family's yacht, and the yacht lost control on the sea and almost hit a cargo on the sea, and that happened in the past before. And this bridge attack or this bridge accident reminds me of the disappearing and the disappeared Malaysia airline planes. Noticing that in that Malaysia airline accident, the team of experts and doctors who helped the CCP official to do organ transport was missing on that plane. A team of intelligence officer was missing on that Malaysia airplane as well. And we believe that MH370 accident was manipulated by the Chinese Communist Party intentionally. Another detail, John, I would like to share with you is that the vessel was traveling under a Singapore flag. Singapore is the backyard of the Chinese Communist Party and the home base of the traction technology, which is controlled by one of the CCP's central family, naming under Jiang Zemin, the former president of China.
So if I understand what you're saying, Alia, you're saying that there is the possibility that the CCP hacked into their control center, disabling the engine, which then, close to the bridge, would have potentially led to the bridge not down. I want to be sure that I understood you correctly. Is that an accurate paraphrase of what I just heard?
It is fair to say that CCP could utilize its traction technology to control any vessels and initiate any attacks on the transportational hub.
Xi Jinping and the Chinese Communist Party recognize the importance of food in relation to their position of power in the world. The CCP's goal is to reshape the world order through their control of the BRIC nations, global trade, and the Belts and Road Initiative, all to attain economic superiority over the United States and our allies. I will address a number of these risks by the CCP that we could deal with immediately. First, cybersecurity. Threats to the United States agriculture are diverse and can have significant impacts on the industry. Some of the key concerns include intellectual property theft. The Chinese have targeted proprietary farming data, such as crop yield data, seeding or fertilizer algorithms, breeding information, and biotechnology research, which will lead to a loss of competitive advantage for the United States. I have seen this firsthand in the seed production industry. Several Chinese nationals were stealing proprietary seeds in our area from production fields and shipping them back to China. These Chinese nationals were caught and convicted, but how many were not caught? According to the American Seed Trade Association, it takes 5 to 15 years to develop a seed variety at a cost of over $100 million. It also estimates that the annual value of agricultural seed production in the U.S. is over $11 billion annually. Data-driven attacks, precision agriculture rely heavily on this data, as examples like farms like ours produce over a terabyte of data annually that is exclusive to our farm and is a major driver to our sustainability and productivity. We are at extreme risk of the theft or attack of this data, which could alter or disrupt our systems and lead to incorrect farming decisions and likely harm yields. There have been numerous attempts also by the Chinese to steal this data, but fortunately they have been caught and convicted. Again, how many were not caught? Infrastructure attacks. Critical infrastructure from the electrical grid to supply chain logistics and broadband could be targeted in disrupting our food supply. Espionage. The Chinese are creative in their attempts to steal as much information as possible from as many sources possible, from the USDA FSA offices to our industries, to cranes in our ports, and from any conduit that flows data or conversations. Although the U.S. government is aware of these threats, we need to strengthen protection for America's food supply and economic advantage.